Hey everybody, Martin Chuck here for Honma Happy Hour. You're at the Raven Golf Club in Phoenix, Arizona. I've got some shots set up around the green. I want to talk you through how you decide to hit a chip, a pitch, or a flop. Let's get started. Okay, so let's look at our first scenario. The ball is only about 2 steps from the green. You know, I always say putt it when you can putt it. So even if I take my putter one-handed, let it trundle onto the green, that's going to be a pretty good shot. I could probably tap that in. In fact, it's 10 inches. I'm pretty certain I can make that. Now, I'm not trying to show off. What I'm showing you is limit the possibility for error. If you can putt the ball, putt the ball. People say to me, you know, Martin, it's an easy chip. I say, well, it's just an easy putt as well. Get used to putting it when you can putt it. Now, if you do chip it, some of the things to look for. Effective chippers, we're going to get that golf club, we're going to stand it up. We're going to get the toe down a little bit. We're going to move the handle fractionally forward. I've got a wedge here, and you're going to say, Martin, what club do I choose? Well, when the greens are kind of fast, you're trying to think about how do I flight it onto the green in a flat trajectory. A chip rolls more than it flies, and then let it roll out like a putt. So if I take this club, I stand it up, push the handle slightly forward in my narrow, pretty square stance. Now the club's not resting on the ground. I'm going to brush that grass, barely fly it on the green, let that ball roll like a putt. And so in fact, my putt was better than my chip. They're both pretty good. Let's do that again. So again, stand the club up, put the shaft a sliver forward from my visual perspective, narrow stance, weight's a little biased on my left side, brush the grass where the ball lives, let the ball respond and roll, and not too shabby. Just missed. Let's move back to a pitch shot. A pitch is a ball that flies more than it rolls. So this is somewhere where if I had a flat trajectory like a chip, the ball would hit the green and continue to roll through the green. So I need more loft. So again, when you're hitting these shots, if I was hitting a full sand wedge, my stance width would be under my waist. Now notice how I narrow things up a little, get a little closer to my work. I've got my sand wedge here, and I've got the handle fractionally forward. And notice the arc with which I'm going to brush the grass and collect this golf ball. So in my mind's eye, I'm going to land this ball on the green about 2 steps, let it release to the cup, and that was a nice one. And notice that my fall through is not really high. So again, we're going to get the golf ball kind of in the middle of a narrow, fairly squarish stance, close to my work, not far away. Club's not really resting on the ground. Find your measure. Let the club have a little bit of arc while it collects the ball and brushes the grass. That was a little mishit, but it wasn't too bad. Landed a little awkwardly on the fringe. Let's do one more shot. There's a pretty good one. The key here, keep the chest moving. Let the arc of that moving club head collect the ball, get it on the green, sort of where you can see it landing, let it roll out. Again, a pitch shot is a ball that flies a little bit more than it rolls. Let's move on to the flop. So here we are, we got ourselves in a bit of a predicament. A flop shot's where you really have to avoid something. You have to go up and you need a steep landing angle. So the steep landing angle, when the ball comes down, it doesn't want to roll much because it's being basically dropped out of the sky. So to hit these shots, we're going to change things a little bit. On both the chip and the pitch, the stance was pretty narrow. The ball was sort of in the middle of our stance. The handle was fractionally forward. The flop shot, we're going to take the handle, lean it back, have a wider stance. We're going to use the most lofted club we have in the bag. In my case, it's a 60 degree from Honma, and we'll play to this front pin, this really challenging one. This is a tricky shot. It's my last choice of options. I always try to putt when I can putt. If I can't putt, chip. If I can't chip, pitch. And then finally, like in this condition, I'm basically forced to hit a flop shot. So we're going to put the ball forward within our stance, handle back. My stance isn't very open. I'm actually trying to brush the grass before I get to the golf ball to really undercut the ball. So the ball will go up softly and come down. And I hit the shot nicely, but guess what? It didn't go far enough. Because you know why? It's a really hard shot to judge every time. We can do better. Let's try again. Ball forward, handle back, brushing the grass, skidding along the grass, undercutting the ball. Let's see how we do there. And that's not too shabby. That's not quite on the green, but it's about 5 feet away from that pin. So, Honma Happy Hour viewers, choose your shots wisely. Putt when you can putt. When you can't putt, chip. When you can't chip, pitch. And then finally, the most challenging, that flop shot. You're going to want to play that ball forward in your stance. You're going to be brushing the grass and undercutting that golf ball, letting that ball respond, pop up, and come down like a sack of potatoes. No forward momentum. So Martin Chuck signing off. Have a great day.